Hello, welcome to Real Frank Football. Thanks for checking it out. In this episode, we're going to take a look at Week 13 of the college football season, the final week of the regular season. Can you believe it? We're already here, and boy, did it not disappoint. We had a bunch of rivalry games that went down to the wire, and some that got blown out, and some crazy finishes. We're going to break down some of these games and their highlights. All that next.
Real Frank.
All right, let's get right into Week 13. Let's start off with Michigan versus Ohio State. Yes, what a game. The first half was close, but the second half, whoo-wee! Ryan Day must not believe in halftime adjustments because Ohio State got their asses handed to them in the second half. Michigan pulls out the major upset, according to the media. The media all had Ohio State beating Michigan. Unless you were a college football analyst, former Michigan player, you were the only ones picking Michigan. So let's get into this game. All started with Desmond Howard. Desmond Howard, game day, of course. And this is the reception he got because game day was in Columbus. Take a look. Oh, I love it. I love the way Desmond is just standing there and look boomy, kind of like Michael Jordan-esque there, is taking it in. Oh, that was a beautiful thing. Yeah, I'm sure he loved every second of it. That was pretty sweet. And let's not forget, game day, practically everybody except for Desmond picked Ohio State to win. And Brutus even bribed Lee Corso with this little frame here you can see that Herb Street is holding that he made for Lee Corso. And of course, Lee put the little hat on for Brutus. But we know the result, but this was an interesting tweet from former Michigan running back Jamie Morris. I know a lot of plays were made in the game, but this is probably the biggest play of the game. Mike Sanderstil made one of the biggest pass breakups in the end zone, which resulted in Ohio State having to kick a field goal. In my opinion, this was the game-changing play. Had Ohio State scored on this play, things may have been a lot closer. Let's take a look at this play. So here he is, they're throwing it to the tight end. Mike's right there and knocks the ball right out. That was third down. I mean, look at that technique. No pass interference, went for the ball. In my opinion, that was huge. That could have been a momentum swing, making this game a lot closer than it ended up being. Huge, huge play. And our friend Urban. Now, Urban, I don't know why the fuck he's on Fox. I mean, do people forget what kind of a shitty person this guy is? And he's just a piece of shit. I imagine him being one of those people that never thinks he's wrong. Like, he is always right, and no one can be wrong. He can't be wrong. He's always got the right answer. He's never wrong. But let's take a peek of this analysis he gave, because I'm sure it was an unbiased analysis from him. Let's listen to this.
They will stop the run. They will stop the run.
They will stop the run, meaning Ohio State will stop the run.
They will stop the run.
All right, dude, let's see. They're going to stop the run. Here we go. Edwards, I believe this was the 85-yard run dagger that put this game away. And if you listen to our friend Urban, what was that, Urban? Urban Meyer, what was that?
They will stop the run.
Huh? They're going to stop the run, Urban? Urban? They stopped the run? 216 yards. Stop the run. Urban. What was that? Can you say it again? Please? Please tell me that again.
They will stop the run.
They will stop the run. They will stop the run.
They will stop the run. They will stop the run. They will stop the run.
He's such a fucking tool. He's so biased, he can't even help himself. It's disgusting. What's even more disgusting? Well, I'll get into that in a second. But Donovan Edwards' 75-yard run was the longest running play Michigan ever had against Ohio State until his 85-yard run a few minutes later. Oh, boy. And let's not forget Edwards. He went all... You gotta know that Donovan Edwards ran over you using only his off arm. His primary hand was in a cast. He had to use his non-primary hand to carry the ball throughout the game. It did not fumble once. That's what even makes it more painful. And then Clay Travis. Before the game, he does some things with Fox. Buckeyes by double digits, sunny and warm for kickoff. So, since there was no weather issues, everybody was thinking blowout. Oh, they're going to just throw it out there. Air it out. CJ Stroud, the receivers are top notch. They cannot be guarded by Michigan's DBs. Think about this for a minute. If Michigan had even one healthy running back, I don't think this game would be close. You have to agree with that, right? Edwards had one hand, not his strong hand, and he still put up those numbers. Corum was out, and he was a Heisman candidate up until the last 2 weeks when he hurt his knee against Illinois. Ryan Day scored just 3 points in the second half, and Jim Knowles allowed 28. That's the definition of piss-poor coaching and adjusting. And that's a fact, right? 3 points of offense you scored in the second half when the first half was close. Michigan made adjustments and Ohio State did not. And let's not forget, Jim Knowles was supposed to be the savior coming in to fix Ohio State's defense. And he's getting paid like $1.92 million. $2 million. And this was the game you were brought in to fix. This is a good one, too. Don Brown and Jim Knowles. Uh-oh, they're the same. Michigan's old defensive coordinator, Don Brown, used to do this kind of shit. If you're a Michigan person or followed Michigan, Don Brown would get blown out in these big games like that with his man-to-man and zero coverage. Sounded like Jim Knowles was talking to him or something there. Possibly. And let's not forget good old LeBron. LeBron, a big Buckeye fan, sent the team before the game some special Nike cleats. Some special Nike cleats. Boy, did those help them. And even LeBron had to admit, good old-fashioned ass-kicking. He had to save face there, right? Talking shit, give him shoes. Maybe we should blame the shoes. Maybe it was the shoes, LeBron. Maybe you screwed them by buying them shoes. Maybe they would have kept their same cleats, huh? And Robert Griffin III. Been telling people for the last 3 weeks Michigan was the better team, and they laughed. Well, who is laughing now? Everyone thought Michigan would get blown out in this game. They had a few cupcakes in the beginning in their non-conference schedule, which I don't know why the media and everyone made big issues with that, because every major program plays cupcakes all the time. All the time. But for some reason, it was an issue this season for Michigan. Well, how do we feel now? Reporters asked Donovan Edwards about his long touchdown run. Donovan Edwards says, which one? Which one? Which long run are you talking about? And then after the game, Michigan was taking their flag and they were planting it everywhere on the old horseshoe. Gotta give them credit, man. Been 22 years since they won there. A lot of frustration there, and they enjoyed it. Can't blame them. And Mike Greenberg, no team in the country will have a better win than this one. It's so true, right? I mean, Tennessee beating Alabama, but Tennessee lost a couple games, so that's garbage, right? Michigan, still undefeated, beat the number 2 team in the country, straight up. So how can you argue that? No better win than this one. And Brad Robinson, the Michigan punter. A lot of talk before the game about the weather. Last year the weather was snowy and windy, and C.J. Stroud couldn't throw the ball. They were blaming the weather. Couldn't use their talented wide receivers. Well, this year was perfect. It's 50s. Throw the ball. And this was Brad's comments. Weather was nice. We were taken seriously, right? They weren't caught off guard this time. Everyone knew Michigan was strong, but still, the media didn't take them seriously. And they didn't have the flu. No flu bug. Last year there was rumors that some of the players had flu. Any more excuses? Michigan blew out Ohio State, Michigan State, and Penn State all this year, beating those 3 by an average of 22.7 points. Think about that for a second. All those teams, 22.7 points. And the media still has a problem of their non-conference schedule. Disgusting. And look at this stat line. 69-yard pass, 75-yard pass, 45, 75-yard, 85-yard. Talk about big plays and Jim Knowles not respecting the Michigan offense, thinking they're only one-dimensional with the running game and trying to take the running game out by using a zero defense, man-on-man, that's it, no safety, the entire game. How did that work out for you? And then Kurt Herbstreit. You know this tweet killed him. You know deep inside he wants to keep it professional because he is an overall fantastic professional commentator for ESPN, analyst. But you know it hurt. You know it hurt him to send this out. Congratulations to Michigan on a great win today. Jim Harbaugh, his staff, and obviously his players were locked in on a mission to win today in Columbus, and they did it. On to Indy. And you know he probably was like, probably his assistant typed it. I doubt he typed it. Probably heard too much to type it. And then this poor fan, oh, you have to read this. Tough few years for this young man. My son was born in January of 2020. Since then, we've had COVID cancellation. First loss to Michigan in 10 years. First loss to Michigan home this millennium. Is it too late to return him and ask for a new one? And then another one put, watch him grow up to go to Michigan. It's awful, man. What do you do with that? What do you do? The kid is cursed. That's when you put him in a little basket and you drop him off in someone's front porch. That's what you got to do. You got to say, hey, did it work out between us? I'm sorry. You got to walk away from it. This kid's going to be a problem. This is just the beginning. It was a quiet day for the Wolverines. They win in Columbus for the first time, or quite a day, I should say. Put up 45 points. They're tied third most all-time against Ohio State. They scored 5 TDs of 45-plus yards, the most in a single game against an AP top 5 team since 2005. Wow, those are just some insane numbers. And then this little tidbit. Michigan versus Ohio State was the most watched regular season college football game ever on Fox with 17 million viewers. That's a lot of viewers. And all 17 million viewers can tell you OSU does not deserve to get into the playoffs unless they are a massive choke job by TSU or USC. And of course this. That's funny. Come on. You know you want to laugh. That's some funny shit right there. You know it. That's funny. And you know it's true at this time. Let's continue. Arizona State versus Arizona. Yeah, this was another rivalry game. But I'm not here to talk about this game too much. I'm here to talk about the fight. The mascot fight. The two mascots. They hate each other so much, these two schools. The mascots got into it. Check out this video. Bam. They were getting into it. Look at this. Look at that. They are getting into it. The male cheerleaders had to break this up. Bam, bam. Those are some real punches. Crazy, right? But look at that. Look at how those cheerleaders, those kids, they weren't scared. They got in there and broke it up. Check it out. Look at that. Broke it up. They broke it up right away. Broke it up. Those kids should talk to Ben Mathers. Ben Mathers of Michigan State. Remember this? Oh, here we go. Remember this? Remember that? Look at Ben. These kids here, these kids are breaking this fight up. Look at, these are kids. They're not director of football operations. Look at, they're breaking up the mascots. They're not afraid. They get in there. Oh, Ben. Hey, buddy, can you do that? Let's see you do that. Let's see you, director of operations. He could learn a thing or two from those kids. Pussy. Baylor versus Texas. 27-38. Now I'm showing you this because it was a pretty decent game, but this run here by the Texas running back was fantastic. He does an awesome hurdle. Check out this hurdle. Oh my God. One of the hurdles that actually worked. The timing and doing it from the side angle is crazy. And they get the touchdown. What a phenomenal play by that kid. And this was an interesting take by Robert Griffin III, RG3. Suggest I'm going to butcher his name, sorry, but let's call him Robinson. Should request $6 to $7 million in NIL opportunities and return to Texas for another season. That's an interesting take. I wonder if that's something that's going to happen in the future. This NIL money, schools are going to offer money or deals with, endorsement deals to keep them in there so they get some money to stay another year rather than jump to the NFL to sign the big contract. I think that was an interesting take by RG3 about that. I wonder if anything will come to that. LSU and Texas A&M. Now, Texas A&M has been playing like garbage the entire season. They lost, I believe, 6 games straight up until this point, maybe. And they're playing LSU. Now, LSU is supposed to be playing for the SEC championship against Georgia next week. But here's an interesting shot on TV. I don't know if you guys saw this. Check this out. Maybe this is where LSU's head was in this game. As you panning, and you get past this Texas player. Look, oh, is that the backup quarterback practicing his golf swing? He's really into the game, huh? He's really focused. Look at that. He's swinging, practicing his golf swing there during the game. Maybe that had a little bit of an impact. New team, same Brian Kelly. Oh, poor Brian Kelly. Florida versus Florida State. I mean, another rivalry. But you have to check out this run by Travis. Check out this run. It's just a crazy quarterback run. Looks like he's going to get sacked. He scrambles around, manages to get away, and then run past and through these guys and this maneuver to score a touchdown. What an insane run by Travis. Pittsburgh versus Miami. Now, Frank, why are you showing this shitty scoring game? Well, this Pittsburgh player, he lost his mind. His teammates believed he lost his mind too. Check this out.
Fascinating reaction here.
He's bashing the helmet. Look at it. Look at the back. Look at it. He's bashing his head, and look at it. Look at the team. Look at the team behind him. Oh my God. Oh, don't do it again. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, this dude is whacked. I wonder what happened. I wonder what happened on the field. Were they talking about your mama or something? But everyone, look at, they're cringing. The guy's going to give himself a concussion. Insane. South Carolina versus Clemson. Oh, was this an upset? Could you believe that? Clemson upset by South Carolina. South Carolina's just turned into the giant killer right now, right? Spencer Rattler, who is this guy? Patrick Mahomes, insane, crazy. Look at this stat. College football playoff ends Tigers 40-game home winning streak. Gamecocks beat the Tigers, and Clemson had a 40-game winning streak. Wild. And Spencer Rattler was enjoying his stogie, or I should say, kind of looks a little like Patrick Mahomes. Don't he a little bit? Don't he a little bit look like Patrick? Enjoying that stogie, victory stogie. The fans have spoken for a while. It's not surprising. Need to move to Cade last 2 games. So people have had it with their starting quarterback. I'm not even going to attempt to say his name. I'll butcher the fuck out of it. But that's his number 5. You know who he is. He already got his jersey on sale. Something tells me he'll probably be in the transfer portal soon. And Oregon versus Oregon State. Oh my goodness. Talk about giving a game away. Oregon was up 34-10 and lost 38-34. What an astounding collapse. And I understand that they only threw 6 passes, Oregon State, in the second half, and it was all done on the ground. Embarrassing. All they had to do was win that game, and they're playing in the Pac-12 championship game against USC, and they blew it. I mean, what? And they were making some crazy calls. They went for it like a fourth and a couple, it was like 4th and 5 or something on their side of the field. It was just insane. 6 passes all game. 6 passes all game long, Oregon State did. Crazy. What's even more crazier is this Oregon player was caught assaulting a fan after the game. Check this out. Crazy. The coaches are trying to do the right thing. I believe that was DJ Johnson, number 2 of Oregon. Check it out again. Game's over, and this hits him right in the back of the head. Talk about poor choices there. I'm sure something's going to come out of that, maybe an assault charge, or if the kid prosecutes. I don't know what's going to happen. Haven't heard anything about it yet, so be interested to see how this thing turns out. Michigan State versus Penn State. Now, why are you showing us this? I know. They both, Penn State, is overrated, and Michigan State just sucks. They're not even going to be bowl eligible with their $95 million man. But this interesting piece of news came out this week. Michigan State gave a $100,000 bonus to Mel Tucker, meant to be spread among him, assistant coaches, and admins. Tuck kept it all. Mel Tucker's contract stipulates he and his staff could share a 6-figure bonus. Instead, Mel Tucker, this $95 million man, decided, fuck it. I keep the 100. I keep the 100, man. I'm the man. I'll keep the 100. I'm not giving shit to my staff. This was a good tweet. Mel Tucker tonight, knowing Michigan State won't be going to a bowl game in his 3rd season as coach, laying out his money. You don't care. You got paid. Guaranteed contract. Notre Dame and USC. This wasn't really close, but there were some great plays in this. Started off with Caleb Williams. Look at his attire when he arrived at the game. It's that LA swag. That's when you know you got it. No shirt under a double-breasted suit jacket. Woo-wee, he's looking good. And so did this play. Check this out. This amazing run he had, which probably maybe if he has an amazing Pac-12 game, championship game, he may seal his fate of winning the Heisman. But check out this play here. He's scrambling. He's looking. Nobody's open. And then look, they got pressure. They're going after him. Look at him do these circles. Running around. How does he get out of that? Look at that. Look at the way he's running. It's just crazy. Amazing that he was able to pick out anything out of that play. Crazy play. Yeah, and people are already talking, crown him the Heisman. I mean, all the Heisman candidates, C.J. Stroud was a candidate, but, you know, that big loss against Michigan's going to hurt him, right? He had a couple picks in that game. Corum, he got hurt. He didn't get to finish the last 2 games. I mean, who else is out there that's been as dominant as Caleb Williams? It almost seems like it's his, as long as he doesn't get hurt or he has a solid game against the Pac-12 in the Pac-12 championship game. All right, so that is our Week 13 wrap. What an amazing regular season. Insane that the regular season is already over. Next week, we have the championship games and then bowl season and the playoffs. Will those top 4 teams keep their playoff spots, or will those championship games outcomes have an impact on those top 4 teams? Until next week, thanks for watching.